What's up, everybody? How you all doing? All right, let's do this. Okay. Let's see here. All right, we're on episode 3 of this. Hopefully I can get through this a little bit further, because last week I didn't get dinner till late and then everything just like fell apart. So let's go. All right. Let's see, what was this? Ah, the thick and sweet scent of delicious whipped cream is in the air. It's like a fairy tale, but in real life. And yet, there he was, standing in the middle of all, with that evil look on his face. This whole experience is wasted on a scary old creep. Come now, Eddie. You can't call people names like that. It's rude. Sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll try to be more careful. It's just he reminds me of a teacher I once had who always was super angry with me. A stern school teacher, huh? Now, when he mentions it, Mr. Von Karma does have a look of what? But I shudder to think what would be like for Miles to study under him. Well, that's going to happen, unfortunately. Did not talk to him yet. Don't turn around, don't turn around. If you turn around, you'll eat what you can't. You'll eat it. You can't eat the castle. Don't eat the castle. I guess he's watching his sugar intake. There's a blowtorch and some other chemicals here. I guess it's all with cooking with. I wonder if these chemicals are... Let's take a look at the labels. Mango down 911. Homicyanide 241. Wait, they're all poisons. No sir, they're common colors including flavorings used in the candles and desserts. The first is the concentrated mango boiled down to its purest essence, hence mango down. Is that really a thing? They're asking for trouble with names like that. Now I'm curious what homicyanide might be. Temperature 68 degrees. Lights set to green. Didn't Gusso say the cream needs to be kept at 50 degrees? Temperature in here is too high. That is odd. I wonder why. This might not go together, but no. I wonder if I did that the last time and talk to her already. Am I supposed to deduce? No?
Eureka!
Not him. Am I supposed to be marking the blood? Ooh, maybe it's this.
Eureka!
Damn. Non-confectionery items may be used as decorations. That means the salt lamps and luminous cloths both have been against the rules. Is that why they were stashed aside in the castle? I think we need to dig a little further into with this Miss Scone before we can say for sure. Okay. The four adorable elves and the sweetest little castle made of sweets. So this is a theme behind Miss Scone's creations court, huh? Unlucky for her, things aren't quite as sweet around here as she's trying to make out. Alright, what else did I not look at? Is still the two. Not only did she use decorations that were against the rules, she didn't even make any real sweets. Miss Scone made a mockery of the rules. Yeah, I guess she's not going to get crowned world's greatest now. And why was it so warm in here? Do you think it's got something to do with all this? That's a good question. I think we better go ask Miss Scone herself. Why'd you do it? Miss Scone, why is the temperature of the room set to 68 degrees? Because I hate the cold. Don't I, dearie? And besides, being chilly's no good for a girl. If I want to keep my fresh face complexion, I've got to be careful about these things. We ladies stay young, don't you know? How old is she really, though? That's what I would like to know. It's not polite to speculate on a person's age, Eddie. But most of your work is made out of whipped cream. And whipped cream needs to be kept at 50 degrees, or it starts to deflate. Is that so, dearie? Oh, well, silly me, eh? I've only gone and made a whoopsie. Wait, she really doesn't know that? World-class confectioner my foot. Not only did she break the rules, by using fake candy, she's ignorant of the basic facts. Supposed craft. Miss Scone grows mysterious by the minute. Miss Goat Miss Goat appears to lack knowledge about how confectionery is created, and she knows that she snuck into another entrance room for research purposes. Hardly the actions of a world-class confectioner competing for a major prize. Yeah, I know. And now that I picture the top pro acting, does she maybe just lack little confidence, or is she not actually a confectioner at all? Perhaps she had another agenda altogether. After all, we only have her word to take that she went into the room to do some research. Wait, you mean maybe she went in there to commit a murder? There's no way of saying so for certain just yet. But she is hiding something. That much I'm certain of. That's enough investigating for now, don't you think? Yes, we certainly found plenty of interest. Something's been bothering me for a while now. Mr. Von Karma would surely found the murder weapon when he searched this room. And yet, he didn't arrest Miss Scone. He didn't even seem interested in questioning her. I think our first priority should be to find out what she really is up to. Detective Bad, I have a few things I would like to ask Mr. Von Karma. Me too. Him and Scone. Eek, how could you, Batty Bumpkin? Stop staring at me like that. It appears Detective Bad is just suspicious of Mr. Von Karma. And the Scone is a mine. And Miss Scone, would you be so kind to accompany us? Of course, dear. Where are we off to? To find Mr. Von Karma. Mr. Von Karma, we'd like to speak with you if that's all right. Judging by your faces, I'm guessing you found the murder weapon. We did. It was in Miss Scone's room. Which means that Mr. Tangaroa should no longer be the only person of interest. Nonsense. It doesn't matter where the weapon was found. Tangaroa is guilty. And as long as this is my case, guilty he shall remain. How can he be so sure that Mr. Tangaroa's guilt? You have an explanation, I assume, for why the murder weapon was in Miss Scone's room. Of course I do. I'll be delighted to share it with you. Tangaroa killed Frost in one of Scone's salt lamps in order to frame her for the murder. To complete the deception, he took it back to her room once the deed was done. After all, it had been found near the victim's body. Tangaroa would have seemed doubly suspicious. A body may be hard to move, but a murder weapon considerably less so. And that's why it was no piece of evidence on the scene that pointed in the particular suspect. What was that face? Ah! So it is your assertion that Mr. Tangaroa took the salt lamp back to Miss Scone's room. It is indeed. But it's more than an assertion. It is in fact based on my own investigation. You mean you have proof he did so? I don't need any such thing. What? If you have a rebuttal, I'll be happy to hear it. But I highly doubt that is my fault, or be able to fault my logic. Really, you don't think I could rebut you, huh? You don't think I could rebut it? Hold it. So he took one of the salt lamps from Miss Scone's room and went back to his own. Indeed. He prepared it beforehand, knowing that it would be the perfect weapon through which to kill Frost. But we found the lamp in Miss Scone's room. Surely this casts the Scone herself as a suspicious light. Perhaps. If it would let me finish now, he was saying. Alright, let's press. You're talking about the lamp made of rock salt that was hidden inside the Candy Castle, correct? Precisely. I was the one who found it. So be grateful. It, thanks to me, even such a vital piece of evidence. What made you go inside the castle in the first place, if you don't mind me asking? Good point. Maybe you just wanted to see it was like the castle in there. Fools. You think I went in there on a whim? I went in there because the detectives are incompetent. Lot. So I investigated it myself. But I had nothing to do with it. The initial investigation. That's right. Detective Bad wasn't a part of this investigation. Until very recently. If you want my trust, Detective, you'll have to earn it. And first good step would be to stop wasting my time. Now, if you allow me to continue. No, press him again. Waste his time.
Hold it.
But if he came under suspicion anyway, due to the body being in his room, so why? Would you like to hear a favorite expression of mine? Even a dog can still hold and stay. Now let me finish. If only I could say the same to you.
Hold it.
So you think he hid the body in the chest but removed the murder weapon from the crime scene? Yes, he foolishly believed his own creation would be the perfect hiding place. Eek, I'm so sorry. I had to help myself. I think you mean you couldn't help yourself, no? She doesn't seem very sorry to me. In any case, the weapon was taken away while the body remained at the scene of the crime. And that's why there was no piece of evidence. Okay.
Hold it.
But if there's no proof, how can you say for certain that Mr. Tangaroa is the culprit? Tisk. Is that the best you can do at pressing me? Listen here, the presence of the body in Tangaroa's room is in itself proof enough of his guilt.
Objection.
And if you didn't find evidence pointing to any other possible suspects, perhaps you should take another look. You might. You really don't give up, do you? There is no need to take another look. Tangaroa is guilty, end of story. If you insist on asserting otherwise, then show me some proof to back up your ridiculous claims. I have to take over back the scene of the crime. If Mr. Tangaroa really isn't guilty, then there must be something to point to as somebody else. Pressing Mr. Von Karma in his statements won't have much of an effect, I fear. My only hope is to find a piece of evidence that contradicts his claims. Okay, so pressing saying no mean dingled up. I wonder, does it say that she... Salt lamp was found in schooner room stained with victim's blood. Oh, this is an actual look. Okay. Is this really like hard enough to bludgeon somebody? I've never seen a salt lamp before, so I don't know if that's even a real thing.
Objection.
No, shoot. Nothing that is worth considering. It is all that I can expect from you. How did I even earn your badge in the first place? And yet, here I stand as a proud lawyer. Exactly. The kind of feeble-minded response I expected. Pathetic. Here. So,
Objection.
my karma, you jerk. I'm assuming that he wouldn't know about it.
Objection.
That's why I keep putting it up. But it looks like it's not the line of thinking. Oh, maybe it's this again. Where's that prepared line? Complete deception took it back to her room. The deed was done. Tangaroa killed Frost with one of Stone's salt lamps in order to frame her for murder. Would it be this one? Let's see.
Objection.
No. Isn't there one that seemed like he already knew? Complete the deception. He took it back. I found it in a different body type. Okay, maybe it's the second line.
Objection.
Oh, why'd I pick that? Oh, shoot. Crap.
Objection.
No? Okay, I'm trying to... Because I don't think he would have known about the salt lamp if it was a fake thing that she brought in. Because he was supposed to provide the stuff, but she's not doing that, right? And that's why there's no piece of evidence at the scene that pointed to a particular suspect. I'll do this and fail probably. Yeah, I'll try pH next time. Because there's stuff at the scene. Like the ring. That ring could have easily... That's why there was no piece of evidence in the scene that pointed a particular suspect. What about this? No, okay, that's not... Man. What could it be? To complete the deception, he took it back to her room once the deed was done. After all, if it had not been found near the victim's body, Tangaroa would have seemed to be... Your body may be hard to move, but a murder weapon... That is why there's no piece of evidence on the scene that is pointing to a particular suspect. Maybe that's what I need. I need to produce another. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay. Shoot. Your body may be hard to move. After all, if it had been found near the victim's body. Maybe not this one.
Hold it.
Ah, I didn't mean to press. Let me try this.
Objection.
No. So maybe the fake angle isn't what I'm supposed to be thinking about. The deception took back to her room once the deed was done. After all, if it had been found near the victim's body. Did I even do this here?
Objection.
I might have. The body may be hard to move. Murder weapon customer. So, well, I'm just gonna do it here too.
Objection.
Yeah, it's not it either. Hmm. A piece of evidence was significant suspect. Let me see if the blue get no. Body may be hard to move, but a murder weapon is comparatively less so. After all, it had been found near the victim's body. To complete the deception, to the room, the deed was done. Tango across salt lamps in order to frame her for the murder. Frame her for the murder.
Objection.
I might have done that already, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Objection.
I don't know if that's useful for anything. Would her hand be able to fit up there? Why would Tangaroa do it though? That's the thing. Why would he do it? We don't know nothing about Artie Frost yet. Complete the deception. He took it back to her room, and once the deed was done, after all, it had been found near the victim's body. Tangaroa would have seemed to die. Should I just present the thing here?
Objection.
No. Why would he be in the treasure chest?
Objection.
No, okay. That's why there's no piece of evidence on the scene that would point at a particular suspect. I know, that's why I'm like,
Objection.
what is the answer? Find a piece of evidence that contradicts his claims. What evidence? Huh. Which one should I put that to?
Objection.
Not this one? Okay. Because the teapot would make more sense. Than finding scones. lamps and then Tangaroa killed Frost with one assault lamps. Once the deed was done. Is his fingerprints even on here? Can I change to any color, or is it? Okay. What would it be the idol to use? Because found near the body was discovered. That could have been.
Objection. Objection.
Man. It's like I don't know. It's true that the murder weapon and the bloodstained chocolate were removed from the scene of the crime. But something else remained, and it does point out one person in particular. Take another look at the photograph of the body, if you will. The cloth covering the victim's lower half. That is not one of the same luminous cloths that were found in Miss Scone's room. Oh, that's what we went with? That theory. My lovely colorful cloths. And the scene of the crime, you say? Luminous cloth. Nonsense. I see no light to speak of. I guess he doesn't know how it works. It may look like an ordinary fabric at first glance, but attach one of these light-emitting devices, and the difference soon becomes apparent. Look at his face. I don't know what he's expecting that. But the fact of the cloth can be lit in neither here or there. We have to show why it's important. One of the rolls from the cloth from Miss Scone's room went missing. And if you look closely to the blue cloth in the picture, wouldn't you say it's clearly made of the same material, Mr. Von Karma? The salt lamp and luminous cloth both belonged to Miss Scone. And seeing the body was wrapped in said cloth, surely you have to admit that's suspicious. Mr. Von Karma, I think it's time to accept a number of factors that point Miss Scone as a person of interest. Greggy Pegleg. How could you? You're accusing me of all people? I'm not accusing you of anything just yet. But I do think you're hiding something. That's not... Just to clarify, you're asserting that is both the murder weapon and the cloth were Miss Scone's room prior to the murder. Exactly. Tis. Is something funny? Only that you've walked so carelessly into my trap. Neither the cloth nor the murder weapon were in fact in her room. Sorry to have to break it to you. What does that mean? Mr. Tangaroa spotted them before the contest began and noted that the lamp and cloths contravened the rules. He suspiciously confiscated them and took them to his own room for safekeeping. What? Then after the contest began, nobody saw hide nor hair of Frost as he secluded himself in his room. And the only person capable of entering his locked room was Tangaroa, possessing as he had the only key. As you know, he was also in possession of the lamp he used to commit the murder, so you see, I have everything I need to get Tangaroa convicted all along. Well, how does it feel to have lost to me before even setting foot in the courtroom? This can't be happening. Wait, all our hard work was for nothing. Miss Scone, why didn't you tell us this stuff was confiscated by Mr. Tangaroa? Well, dear, Mannequin said that if I spilled the beans, I'd end up being the one under suspicion. Mr. Von Karma said that? And he wasn't wrong now, was he? You two accused me yourselves just a second ago. Tis. Pathetic. Curse you, Von Karma. You led us to the murder weapon, knowing we'd make certain assumptions as a result. One more thing, my pathetic friend. There are not only two sets of fingerprints on the murder weapon. Two? Yes, those of Delicious Scone and Samson Tangaroa. No others were found. Tangaroa used the lamp he's confiscated to murder Frost, and was foolish enough to hide Scone in Scone's room without first removing his fingerprints. At this rate, no one will even need to testify. My perfect evidence will do all the talking for me as I secure his guilty verdict.
Objection.
But wait, what about the luminous cloth found left behind in the Tangaroa's room? What about it? He probably meant to return it after disposing of the body. Yeah, I don't have enough to disprove anybody's saying. Tisk, tisk, tisk. No more pitiful objections. Get out of my sight. And close the door behind you. Mr. E! I'm not just about to give up. I see you mean to waste more of my time. Bad, escort them off the premises now. This investigation is not over yet. Detective Bad. What is the meaning of this? Sorry, but I'm not in the habit of leaving case half solved. There's still one last thing from the crime scene we haven't identified. He's right. We still have evidence of somebody's activities to account for. We can discuss your lingering doubts at our leisure, Detective. But whatever they might be, they're no business of the defense's.
Objection.
I beg to differ. There is a place of evidence that's still not satisfied about either. And I suspect that it might be the same thing that is bothering Detective Bad. What? This yet unidentified something that was left in Mr. Tangaroa's room.
Take that. Take that.
There are finger marks on Mr. Tangaroa's creations. Supposing they belong to the murderer, it could certainly explain how the prints didn't end up on the murder weapon. How do you know so much about the crime scene? Because I let them take a look around. You let the defense examine the scene, Bad? Are you out of your mind? I don't remember telling you telling me not to. Insolent worm. You would do well to remember this, then, Detective. That the results of your next salary review is up to me. Ugh. Detective Bad's in trouble now. Too. I'm sure we're glad you're my boss, Mr. Edgeworth. As long as you remember that the results of your salary review is up to the performance of this case. This game and people's salary, man, they're always trying to cut it. A mere attorney's undercovering the fact based on cursory investigation. I'm almost impressed. But entirely possible that those finger marks belong to Tangaroa. After all, he wore gloves while preparing his creations. But can you prove conclusively that the finger marks are his? Furthermore, there's still something about Miss Scone that doesn't add up. Is there? Or are you simply not prepared to admit defeat? Oh, stop it, Greggy. Stop it, stop it. Why are you being so mean to poor old Delicia? I owned up to nibbling on poor Sammy Pooples. Sweeties. What more do you want? I don't want to have to make you a suspect. That much is certain. But you lied to us. And you're still not telling us everything. Greggy, stop it. Stop fooling me. I'm sorry. But if you don't even know the temperature of whipped cream should be kept at, what kind of professional confectioner doesn't know something as fundamental as that? I'm sorry, alright? I'm sorry. I'm just a silly, muddle-headed girl. What more do you want me to say? I don't think you're a muddle-headed at all. I think that you were never a confectioner in the first place. Enough. I'll thank you to keep your baseless accusations to yourself. Evidence is everything in a courtroom, in case you've forgotten. You're going to accuse a witness of perjury. Then I demand you present something to back it up. But this isn't a courtroom, is it? Nonetheless. What proof do I have that Miss Scone doesn't know the first thing about making desserts? Would it be this doll? Thank you. Every single of Miss Scone's creations break the rules of the contest. The offending items, the cloths and the lamps, were duly confiscated, as we have established. And the witness did not go to bring them back to her room herself.
Objection.
But those weren't the only rule-breaking items in her room. What? The entire fantastical world that Miss Stone created. Every last bit of it is all the collection of plastic models slathered in whipped cream. That cream is the only authentic confectionery in the room. No real world title contender would ever stoop so low. Is this true, Bad? Yup, I saw it with my own eyes. Stepped in it with my own shoes. Do we finally convince him? With her lies exposed like this, surely he can't continue to deny the facts. Miss Scone, your actions place you firmly on our list of suspects. But no, dear, I am no killer. Then why don't you finally start telling us the truth? Why are you really? And why are you tampering with your rival's work? All right. The truth is, I'm not an adorable little cook you see before you. I'm actually a pharmacist, if you can believe it. A pharmacist? I can't blame him for being so surprised. This couldn't be further from what we imagined. So somebody in your line of work entering a contest like this one. Well, I just love eating sweeties, if you must know. And Sammy Poople sweets are the best, so they say I just had to enter. Yes. Yes, I do. I didn't end up making all the way to the people's final. But it's like, why do they constantly have to review and dox Gumshoe and whoever? Even Mr. Von Carmel is for that. That's the only reason you're here? Yes, dearie. And it was worth it. Samson Silly Pants. Sweeties are the tastiest treats I ever did eat. And the finger marks. Were you wearing the gloves? Ape, no. That wasn't me, dear. I didn't even wear gloves. Remember, Miss Scone's fingerprints were found everywhere else on Tangaroa's other creations. I'd say that points to her not having worn any gloves. Exactly, Lambkin. Greggy Pegleg got the right end of the stick. I'm an innocent woman. Is your head filled with cream too? Eek, sorry, mannequins. Her head may not be filled with cream, but she's certainly no master of subterfuge. Miss Scone, where Mr. Tangaroa's works, only ones you sample. No, dear. I ate everybody's stuff. I couldn't help myself. When I finished my afternoon tea, I tiptoed over to Chili Wink's room for a little taste, too. You were in the victim's room, too? Yes, dear. Nobody was there, you see. Quite possibly because the occupant was already dead. But I could only stomach one little bite. I never tasted anything so salty in my life. So I had myself one tasty star-shaped bit off the side to cleanse my palate. You had a quite sweet tooth, don't you, Miss Scone? Indeed. What didn't she sample? That's everything, I promise. Greggy Peggles mannequins. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to make a mess of things. As long as what you told us is the truth, that's all that matters in the end. Do not think for a second that this means I myself believe you. I'm going to investigate the victim's room now. We'll see how truthfully you are really been after I'm through. Mr. Von Karma, please, let us accompany you. I think it's only fair that we be allowed to investigate the veracity of our conclusions. Accompany me if you'd like. But if you don't think for a second that you'll be permitted to contact your own investigation, or conduct your own investigation, we'd like to accompany you all the same. December 24th, the day before Christmas. Contest venue, Frost's room. What is the meaning of this? When we got to Frost's room, we saw nada. It was all gone. The whole enchilada. Was this work of the culprit? A dead body hidden in a chocolate chest? A murder weapon moved mysteriously to another room? This case was a real peach, and was going to take some serious sleuthing to get to the bottom of it all. To be continued. Oh. Why would you put it on no? Whoa, we went deep on that one. Sorry, Mazzarino. Didn't mean to bend your ear for so long. I had no idea how long it... I had no idea that it was... how it all came about. I read the files, but they didn't go anywhere near that level of detail. I bet they paint things much rosier light for the prosecution too. Von Karma was the one in charge after all. What happened with the case after that? Well, with that ice sculptures vanishing from the victim's room, things hit a bit rough patch. So rough, in fact, that it took a full year before they could even reach the verdict in the trial. A year. This was back before they brought the whole initial trial thing. You didn't have to finish up in a double quick time like you do nowadays. I see. Did they ever find the victim's creations managed to just disappear? Well, they were Sorbet's frozen desserts, or whatever you want to call them. Ice, in other words. And if it's made of ice, it can melt. Which is exactly what they concluded must have happened. But there's a chance that it wasn't how things actually went down. What do you mean? So this is a place in this gallery these days, but back then, it was Samson's Tangaroa's place, yeah? Indeed. The site of the IS-7 incident. Well, word is Frost's ice sculpture is suddenly back on display 18 years after that fateful day. The very sculptures the victim made. Who knows? Could they just be modeled on the originals? But I figured that it was worth coming down for a little look-see just in case. It seemed at least I could do that for poor old Gregory. Well, alrighty then. Let's take a look at those icy marbles, shall we, kiddo? I believe they're on display in the Winter Wing, as it's very snazzily known. So, Winter Wing. Huh? I don't believe it. It's locked. The gallery's open for biz, but Winter's Wing is off limits. What gives? Fender. Perhaps you should look more closely at the pamphlet we were given. The Winter Wing is over there. Somebody switch the signs. Is it? Freaky. I could have sworn it was this one. Anywho, shall we? Time to drive on in to see what should have been 18 years ago. Why is the mask here? Brr. I see this still keeping it chilly. It's all hectic in these rooms. I'm about to turn into a popsicle stick. It is the Winter Wing. You know. But you're right. It's like a freezer in here. It could be a trick of light, but it feels like the whole room is made of ice. The temperature controls will be somewhere on the back there, if memory serves. Hey Milester, I never have the same name for you. Can you go peep at the degree count? I'm thinking a complaint to the management is in order. There was a thing as too cold, yeah? Alright, if you insist. Take your time, Mosey. Around and take in the sights while you're at it. I've got a camera I need to prep for action. I feel like your pop might be, or I think your pop might appreciate a picture of all this. I'll put it in his grave so he can have a gander. Of course. Alright, why are you guys here? Oops. No, I'm not trying to leave. Leaving so soon, Miles? Stick around in sights. Might as well while you're here. It's too cold. I was thinking of heading somewhere warmer. If you want, I could lend you the old Fender threads. Wait, you don't have a jacket on. In exchange for your jacket, of course. I'll be fine, thank you. Seems I'll have to stick around a little longer. I didn't try to leave, I tried to just go do this. So, how about this? I scream out, "Oh no! This must be the work of that villain, Demask." Yeah, and I'll go, "That's me, the legendary Demask." You shouldn't be yelling that. Yeah, and then no. Say that, and you'll be in cuffs before you blink, Ronnie. You got to take this more seriously. Otherwise, how are we going to get this on the market to sell? What exactly are these two plotting? There's such a huge block of ice on display here. It must be incredibly heavy, though maybe not. What with it being hollow inside? There's a constellation engraved on the surface, along with some explanatory text. Is it Pilates? Wait, the Pleiades, known as Subaru, they form a part of a larger constellation of Taurus. Why cram so many stars into a tiny part of a single constellation? I guess people in ancient times were hugely careful about such things. Alright, talk to the kid. A boy wearing a backpack. What is he doing in an art gallery on his own? She wanted to run a gallery so bad, she just quit the industry. I don't get it. Just don't get it. Does this boy know the owner of the gallery, perhaps? I was going to get him to turn around. There are two large ice statues on display here. Guess they're remakes of Frost's work from 18 years back. Real eye-catching stuff. Ice sculptures, a heck of an art form, huh? It is. These are works that my father would never got to see. To think that I got to see them instead, so many years later. Sorry, but while you're in a deep think hole, Milester. But would you mind looking this way for a sec? This way. Beautiful, yeah. Just like that. Fender, really? Say cheese. Please don't do that again. I don't like having my picture taken. My bad, big guy. My bad. I had to check this old thing was still working, is all. Now that you mention it, your camera does look rather ancient. Yep, vintage model. It's one of those. You ever hear of an instant camera? It develops a picture right after you take the shot. Still twists my noggin trying to think about how it works. I know what an instant camera is, although I've never used one. Should have known Mr. Know-It-All would know about it. Or know it all. You really are your father's son. Alright, step aside. I just need to get some shots of the room here.
For all his joking, he looks very serious about the pictures he's taking. He must know his own theories about the SI-7 or I-7 incident.
Ooh, should have been a paparazzo. These are gold. They are to develop right away. Want to see?
Well, since you've already shoved them in my face.
Alright, Brainiac, question. What do these two sculptures represent? Taurus and... oh, Gemini?
They appear to represent Taurus and Gemini, two constellations best observed during wintertime.
Bingo! He shoots, he scores! Well, you're a regular encyclopedia monster. I guess that's why you're the Winter Wig, or Winter Wing, right? Because they have Winter Star stuff on display here. Anyway, seeing that I'm nice old rogue on the block, that's one of yours for keepsies.
Thanks.
So the victim made these Zodiac statues out of flavored ice for the contest 18 years ago. Sure did. Lovingly craft the size of desserts. I only ever sold the old ones in photos though. But these are the spit of the originals. So this is what you wanted to show me? Yep. Thanks to Gregory, would have wanted to see them too. And I may not had the time. I might not had it in me to come here on my own. Sorry to drag you along.
Not at all.
I'm happy to be able to see my father's final case unfolded. Good to hear you to say, Palio. What say we grab another quick snap to commemorate the heartwarming occasion?
Absolutely not.
Alright, let me go check the temperature before you...
Huh. Vendor, I can't seem to find the temperature controls you mentioned.
Yeah, it's a little tricky if you don't know where it is at all. Here, I have to open it for you in a jiffy.
Huh?
The dang thing's locked. Makes sense, I guess. You wouldn't want the visitors to cranking up the thermostat and melting the art. According to the pamphlet, the winter wing is kept at a constant 27 degrees. Woo-wee! That's colder than a snowman's cold bits. I'm gonna freeze to death in here. Guess there's only one thing for it. Somebody getting a snuggle. Hey, what's up with the icy stare? You want me to freeze to death? No. Alrighty, I got the shots I wanted. Shall we scoot on to the other wing and see what's cooking? Might as well do a full tour while we're here. I suppose so. What was that? It came from the fountain room. Come on, let's go see what's up. Oh no. Oh no. Larry. Hi, Larry.
There's someone on the ground. And is that? Larry, what are you doing here? Actually, never mind that. What on earth is going on?
Edgy. You should have seen it. It was awful.
Just calm down and tell me, why is there an unconscious man on the floor?
I didn't do anything. He just fell down in front of me.
Wait, I know this guy. Wait, how many years has it been? They look like they haven't aged and he's super old looking. I'm guessing Bond is... Is everything all right? Don't you know it's rude to make a racket in an art gallery, you naughty boys? Wait, that smell. He's still breathing, but I know these symptoms. It's not safe, Miles. We need to get everybody out of here. Everyone with me. There isn't a moment to lose. There's poison gas coming out from that room. Let me guess, they suspect that he was the killer back then. And now they're trying to kill him now. How is the victim doing, Fender? Not good. He inhaled a lot of gas. He's still out. It sounds like it's pretty serious. But the paramedics said that there was no sign of external injury, and that was conscious before it happened. Anyway, he's alive, just barely. He's lucky we found him when we did. But like I said, he's not in the wood. He's not out of the woods yet. They put him in the medical room with a specialist. I see. I couldn't help but noticing that it seemed like he knew, or it seems like you knew him, Fender. Sure do. That's Camaro Augusto. He was back. He was here back in the whole IS-7 when thing went down. That confectioner. So he was here 18 years ago too. Okay, it was 18 years. And the two girls look like they didn't age at all. Okay. All right. I don't know how old they were back then, but they look exactly the same, which is weird. Any hoozles. It's not a word. This guy here seems to be in rude health. Old pal of yours, Miles Marino? Yes, something like that. I'm glad you're okay, Larry. Something like that. Wait. That's not... Something like that. Are you serious, Edgy? You've known me since elementary school. Crush a guy's feelings, why don't you? Anyway, you know you're supposed to call me Lawrence Duexinem when we are dressed like this. So no more Larry, okay? Got that? So we went back to that. This is Larry Butts. He's a bit of a troublemaker, but he's one of my friends from back when we were little kids. Ever since he developed a passion for art, he's been trying to make a big as Lawrence Duexinem. But a new name or not, he's still the same old Larry. Whoa, grade school buddies. I need to go tell Gregory about this. He'll be over the moon to hear that I have a pal. He was worried that you never click with anybody. Hear that, Edgy? You're lucky you have a friend like me. I never knew I was the cause of such worries for my father. Never mind that now, Larry. What are you doing here? Lawrence, Edgy. How many times do I have to tell you? It's Lawrence. Whatever. What are you doing here? Eek. What's with the demon eyes? Alright. I'll talk. Just stop looking at me like that. Good. Now talk. You want to know why I'm here? Why the heck do you think? For my art, of course. Oh, and I'm coming to here on a date with Lulu soon, so I thought I'd better scope out the place. Again with another lady? How many times have you done this? And got another lady, and then you're... So not actually for your art at all. Lawrence, my man. An artist and a romantic. You'll have to introduce me to your lady friend of yours. Oh, sure. It's nice to have somebody to take an interest for once. Spare me. Oh, by the way, Mauricio. He's gonna kill me. Did you notice anything you found the victim? Nothing in particular. Didn't you say that there was something awful? Oh, that. The old guy just appeared and then splat. He was on the floor, scared the life out of me. But for once, I had nothing to do with any of it. Don't look so proud. We have that saying, remember? That's the least should be able to hope for. You're not the killer, are you? You better not be. But it would make sense. Honored guest, I can only apologize for the trouble you've experienced. I'm Judy Bound, the gallery manager. Another person from the IS incident. Good to see you, Judes. Do I remember you? Oh yeah, she does. Okay. Mr. Fender, it's always a pleasure. She was at the reception desk when we arrived, so she's the one in charge here. I can't believe you had to go through something so awful. And on our first day in the business. Hey, quit that. It's not your fault. Oh wait, I guess I better introduce you guys. Judy, meet Miles Edgeworth, son of the late great Gregory. Really? You're Mr. Edgeworth's son? Well. Oh no, she's gonna dance. Or not. Isn't this fabulous? That great man's son. Here with us. Oos. Why is there 3 U's? 18 long years have passed, but now look, here at last. They're very lovely to meet you. Very fine attorney, number 2. Judy, that was a bomb. I see you're a great voice as ever. Miles Edgeworth, prosecutor. It's a pleasure to meet you. Oh, you're a prosecutor. Oh, I'm so sorry. Forgive me for jumping to conclusions. She is very polite, but there's something strange about her. Hey Judy, can I get an autograph? You can write it in here. Well, if you're sure you'd even want such a thing. Why do you want it, Larry? I used to watch this show called Bacon Bop. Rude. You know who she is, right? Come on, Milester. Don't keep with you don't keep with showbiz news or nothing. Guess that's no big surprise. What is going on? Why are they looking at me like that? Judy here's a living legend. Not just TV, movies, musicals, chart-topping hits, you name it. Don't be silly. It's just a humble art gallery owner now. I finally quit the biz for good. I finished shooting my last movie just the other day, in fact. Some of my co-stars were even kind enough to say that they would come visit once we opened. Anyway, here you are. And good luck to your artistic endeavors. Thanks so much, Judy. Thanks so much, Judy. I'll treasure it till my dying day. You and me are peas in a pod, Lorenz. Peas in a gosh dang pod. How lovely for you both. Larry, could you go practice your drawing somewhere or something? You did come all the way to an art gallery after all. It would be a shame to waste the opportunity. A real artist drawing art exhibits. What an honor. I guess even you can have the bright idea once in a while, Edgy. No, that's not. He's trying to get rid of you because he's know you're gonna do something that will mess everything up. All right, Judy. Seeing that you were nice about it, I guess I will be right back. He's a real live wire, that one. That's one way of putting it. I can only apologize. By the way, there was another woman with you before. Where is she now? You mean Delicia? Delicia Scone? She's in the medical room helping care for Mr. Gusto. I call it a medical room, but there's nothing quite so grand, of course. I couldn't stay with him as I'm the only one on staff. And I can't leave the gallery unattended for long. Delicia Scone. Where have I heard that name before? Haven't we, Fender? Sure have. Sounds like our IS-7 bingo card is complete. Something tells me this isn't Quinky Dink. Why did that look so weird to me? I don't know. Maybe because he didn't mess up a word that you normally like. Perhaps we could offer you gentlemen a cup of tea. A drop of old Judy Bond's special blend? Why not? For old time's sake. That would be lovely, thank you. Now if you both excuse me, I better go and explain things to my other visitors. You go do your thing, Judes. Thanks again. This aroma. Celiac, I believe. Let's give it a try. This is a fine blend. A top quality Celion, indeed. It's a citrus aroma. It's said to improve one's ability to concentrate, right? Your old man said the exact same words 18 years ago. Really takes me back. There's just one difference. Jude's cooled the saucers back then. Not today though, it seems. Anyway. Don't you think it's a little odd? Every single person from an 18-year-old case, all assembled in the same place at the same time? Yes, almost feels like we're in... It almost feels as an investigation is in order. Yeah, they're probably reconvening, and then one of the suspects is going to kill another person. That's probably what's going to happen. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, you're right. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, we heard you got caught up in a poison gas attack, so we came as fast as we could. Word travels fast. Well, if it isn't the cavalry to come on, teen, bring it on, or bring it in. No way. Besides, you're both doing just fine. Gummy and I got ourselves all worked up over nothing. Detective Gumshoe, what were you thinking bringing Kay with you? Because she's like the other... Sorry, sir. I knew it was dangerous. What with the poison gas and all. But she wouldn't take no for an answer. I ran and I ran and I ran and I ran and I ran, but I just couldn't shake her off. I'm faster than him. When it comes to running, anyway, or when it comes to running away, the great thief right here is the world champ. Then run away and don't chase the poor detective. All set, sir. Just a word, and we'll head in there and start investigating. He's got a gas mask on. You guys stay here. That gas could be still dangerous. All right, we're counting on you, detective. Good luck in there, Dickie boy. No way. No way. Gummy almost looked like a real detective. I'm so proud of him. But he is a real detective. This is Edgeworth speaking. Mr. Edgeworth, looks like the gas has mostly dissipated, sir. Very good, detective. Now calm down and tell me what you'll see. What you see. There we go. Yes, sure. First up, the exhibits. There's a statue of two people on the left side. And on the right, some kind of two-horned animal. Wait, a statue of two people and a two-horned animal. That sounds familiar. In fact, it sounds identical to some displayed at Winter Wing. Other than that, the place is looking pretty damp. The sprinkler sprayed the place good. Must be what stopped the gas from spreading. The sprinklers? Are there any signs of a fire? No, sure. Any fire alarm hasn't been triggered either. Sprinklers that look like the type that detect heat and smoke. Huh, I wonder if they did this 18 years ago. Had the two wings switched. When they detect something, they send an alarm, either fire or smoke, to the security room. Guess they read the gas as smoke and triggered the smoke alarm that way. And there was, or that's the roof. And was anyone in the security room at the top when the alarm went off? This place only has one employee, and that is Judy Bound, the manager. Why one employee? How could you do all this at one, like, on the first day too? What? And she was at the reception desk across from the security room the whole time since the gallery opened. So she heard the alarm from across the way and turned on the sprinklers. Yep. Seems they can only be switched off on manually. And only from there. Wouldn't want the art to be getting soaked for no good reason, I guess. And if it's manual, you could maybe even check on how the fire was and try to get some stuff out first. So the security setup is geared around protecting the exhibits. That makes sense in an art gallery, I guess. Brr. One more thing, it's freezing in here. Isn't this the autumn wing? It's a deep midwinter wing. So the autumn wing is cold too. I checked the temperature. It is 26.5 degrees in here, sir. Why is the autumn wing being kept the same temperature as the winter wing? Well, isn't it a little bit less? Like 0.5 less? That's about all I got for now. I'll let you know if I find anything else, sir. Understood. Thank you, Detective Gumshoe. What did Gummy have to say? He said that the autumn wing is actually quite wintry. Huh? I don't get it. I'm wondering what it could mean myself. A bit hard to tell from out here. We should try to get in there soon, as the police are done with the investigation. Amen to that. We need to see what the deal is for ourselves. Is there anybody else who might know something in the meantime? Oh yeah, one guy. Miles' best bud. His what?
If we have to.
And I guess we have to.
You don't want to talk to Larry.
Wait, that's... Okay, I didn't expect to see you here. You're looking as fresh-faced as ever. Yeah, long time no see, Larry, right? So here's the deal, Kay. I'm Laurice right now. You see, I'm also a bit of an artist. Ah, so your alias, I like it. Good to see you, Lawrence. I always knew you were nice. Thoughtful kid. Unlike some people. Don't even. I have some questions for you, Larry. What the? How am I a suspect? Just because you found the guy doesn't mean I did the crime. I never said you did. I just need you to tell us what you saw. You said you saw something awful. How so? Exactly. Look, I didn't do anything. And I didn't even do anything, okay? I don't think I did anyway. Whoa, Chief. You just sound like... you sound too sure of yourself at the end there. There's something you should know about him, Fender. When something smells, it's usually the butts. We've got a saying about Larry for 26 years now.
Damn.
His ability to track trouble is legendary, for the want of a better word. His ability to cause trouble, too. I suppose I better find out what you did this time.
Yeah, if there's one thing they could do for him is... Oh no, this is the tough part.
Let's time him.
No!
Our aim is to uncover anything that Larry might be hiding. However,
I didn't see anything. I didn't even do anything. You can't prove otherwise.
it's almost impossible for him to keep his cool. He'll need to bide my time when he gets agitated and wait for him to calm down. Let's start by asking him to go in detail what he's doing here. He shouldn't prove too much of a challenge. So let's get this over with.
Mine chest.
Commence. Why are you here? Why exactly did you come to the gallery today? What kind of question is that? What do you think, I don't belong in a gallery or something?
Or I'll bide.
Hey, if you're gonna ignore me, then I'm gonna paint your portrait. And when I'm done, I'll scribble all over it.
It's not calm, I don't think.
Am I joking, okay? I never scribble on one of my pieces. How could I? They're valuable artworks. According to you, perhaps I imagine I might struggle to agree. Oh, laugh it up, funny guy. Luckily, some people actually believe in my work.
Alright, he's still...
Actually, call Lulu, okay? She says my pictures are masterpieces. So if she likes something, I'll draw it for her. Anything at all. And where is this Lulu? How come you're here alone? What? A guy can't be apart from his girlfriend for 1 second? I have my own life too, you know.
Don't buy it again.
Fine, Lulu said she's a Gemini, okay? So I thought I could do a sketch of that statue to show her on our date. And I expect you're pretty proud of this sketch. Not so much this time, actually. But you know, it being her sign and all, I just thought she might kind of like it.
Alright, he's crying. I guess I'll buy it again.
What gives, Edgy? If you don't have anything to ask me, let me go back to my sketching. Wait. I guess I ignored her splattering for too long.
Oh no. Alright, why are you here? Bide. I guess do it on crying. Bide.
I'd very like you to try to tell me nothing and give so much away in the process. So to summarize, you came here to draw a sketch of a Gemini statue for your girlfriend Lulu. What? How did you figure that all out?
You kind of just said it. You said it even before this.
From your incessant plattering. You just can't help it yourself, can you? Fine. Then I won't say another word. Larry may want to keep his mouth shut now, but I'll have to have my answers one way or another. Let me ask him what he did after he arrived here at the gallery. We'll soon see what he's hiding, just for the matter of time.
Alright, what did you do?
Alright, tell me what you did once you arrived here. What's the big idea? Why are you staring at me like that? I don't remember. I didn't have a pamphlet, so I didn't know that it was where. I was just kind of hung around the fountain. You didn't receive a pamphlet when you paid your entrance fee at the reception desk. Huh? You mean entry it's not free to get in here?
You didn't pay?
You mean to tell me when you entered without paying? I'm sorry, okay? It wasn't deliberate. There wasn't anybody at the reception desk is all. So I just thought entry must be free.
Yeah, why was she there?
So you're saying Miss Bound wasn't at the reception desk at the time?
Was she doing a murder?
Yeah, but it looked like there were maybe somebody in the little room opposite. Interesting. According to Detective Gumshoe, Miss Bound had to enter the security room to activate the sprinkler system. I suspect she wasn't in the reception desk because she was busy responding to the incident. Okay, now she's a little less suspicious, I guess. And right after she finally got to the place for business too. Poor Judy. The Winter Wing, the gallery's greatest attraction, is going to be ruined now. You say you don't have a pamphlet, and yet you seem to know a lot about the Winter Wing. For example, at the Gemini statue, you came here to draw, just so happens to be in said room. Therefore, your intention to visit the Winter Wing all along, wasn't it? How? How did you get me again? Fine, you're right. I came here for the Gemini statue. And yeah, I came to visit the Winter Wing. I won't deny it. Larry's not the one to confess so easily. Then again, he's always managed to surprise me with unusual ways. Let's see what more he can tell us about the Winter Wing. I expect even Larry found his feet a little by now. I'll have to watch his reactions more carefully and see what information I can glean from him. So he's gonna have different reactions to do stuff to. I'm done. We go. Larry, be honest. Did you enter the Winter Wing? What is that? Is that suspicion I see in your eyes? I tried to get in there, sure, but... You mean you didn't? You tried to get in, but you couldn't? Yeah, exactly. I wanted to get in there, but... That old guy came out and fell on the ground, and like I said, it was pretty shocking. So you were unable to enter the Winter Wing because the victim emerged and collapsed in front of you. Yeah, he came out from the Winter Wing door, and then when he went down. But wasn't it, but wasn't it the Autumn Wing the victim came out of? According to the new thing. But that's not how what's-his-face remembered it. If that stupid poison gas thing never happened, I'd be in happier sketching away right by now. Larry seems to have the Autumn Winter Wings mixed up. Regardless, it seems his aim was really to make a sketch of one of the statues. This could be a useful clue. Alright, what did you see in the Winter Wing? Wait, this could be a red herring, right? Because he never went in, right? Crap. Okay. What did you see when you entered the Winter Wing, Larry? You don't let up, do you? I told you, I didn't see anything. Galleries are nice and all, but I kind of changed my mind once I got here. Though I'd meet my girlfriend instead. Another clue. Oh, never mind. Didn't you say you came here to make a sketch of one of the statues for your girlfriend? You gave up on that, gave up a little easily, didn't you? Surely you saw something, even if you were distracted by the victim's collapse. What? I did not see something. But that doesn't prove that I did something. Totally terrifying either, does it? Really, Larry? You could at least try to make this a little harder for me. I put you, Larry Butts, that you did in fact see something totally terrifying. How did you do it, Edgy? Are you some kind of mind reader? Fine, I guess there's no point in trying to keep a secret any longer. I'm not sure there's much of point for you trying to keep any secrets, given your track record. And weren't we friends? What are you doing? Just tell me, you goof. It wasn't exactly the most edifying use of my time, but that's checkmate. You think of him in Phoenix, he would just not need, like, to be cracked. just to say. I couldn't help staring at that Gemini statue. My eyes were drawn to it.
Objection!
You keep talking about the Gemini statue. But there's no way you saw what you think you saw. It's simply not possible. Did you see the Taurus statue instead? What do you mean? You think I saw a ghost or statue or something? Harry's still laboring under the misconception that he was looking at the Winter Wing. This piece of evidence shows that Larry was really looking at.
Take that!
Take a look at this pamphlet.
Each room was kept at a specific temperature to represent summer. Okay. Summer should be 78 degrees, so hot. Autumn should be 64, which it wasn't. And did not have Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries in it. Vertigo, Leo, Cancer for the spring, and winter is 27 for those two.
The Autumn Wing figure features sculptures depicting Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries. Not only that, but I've seen the statue depicting Gemini in the Winter Wing for myself. Which means whatever you saw, it can't have been the statue of Gemini. Guess that makes sense. Why is he not more surprised by that? It did seem pretty weird. Now that I think about it, one of the two people did look like a goddess. So one other stuff, I guess it wasn't my imagination either. Other stuff. You're interested in it too, aren't you, Edgy? Great. Let me show you. Show me what exactly? I drew a picture of it all. I got the whole scene down exactly as I saw it. But I'm still not that confident in my work, so well, I want to see. Really? All right, here.
Oh shit.
What on earth? It's grotesque. You're trying to tell me that the statue is crying tears of blood. I'll have to say, Lawrence. Or Laurice. It's pretty scary. Right, because it was scary. It was supposed to be a statue of the Gemini, but it up and turned into a goddess right before my eyes. It freaked me out so bad I screamed out loud. So he wasn't reacting to the victim collapsing in front of him after all. Or did he murder somebody in there? And then she put the poison gas on to murder him. I don't know. It won't be a weird case, I bet. Wait. When you say it turned into a goddess, what do you mean exactly? What do you mean? What do I mean? The bottom half was suddenly a fish. That's what I mean. A goddess with a fishy bottom half? Sounds like a Pisces to me. I heard it's all based on a legend of the goddess and her son turning into a fish escapes some baddie. Wow, really? I thought Pisces was just a plain old fish. Edgy, do you think the statue's cursed? I mean, tears of blood turning into a fish, that's some pretty cursed stuff right there. Don't be fooled. Or don't be a fool. I'd imagine you simply mistook one of the statues for another. Okay. Aw, look at you. Tucking it carefully into your organizer. Simply thought I might have use for it later, maybe in the bathroom. Let's not go there. No, we're not gonna, no. You're the worst, Edgy, the worst. Kinda freaky deaky though, huh? A statue with a half bottom that changes shape. I'm pretty keen to find out what went down in the Autumn Wing, aren't you? I suppose I am, yes. Could there be some kind of trick to the Pisces statue, perhaps? Yes, Edra speaking. I'm just about done in here, sir. There's no danger from the gas anymore. You can come in now. Thanks, good work, detective. It seems it's finally safe to enter the Autumn Wing. The good detective sure has an impeccable timing. Or that was, well, it's Fender. Come on, let's go, take a look. I want to see the Pisces statue. You're going in there, okay? Then maybe I should come along too. Did you really think I was going to lay you out here on your own? I know better than that. Alright everyone, to the Autumn Wing. Here we are at last. And it does look a lot like the Winter Wing. Wait, how did the Genmai statue look in the other one? Did they have fish bottoms? I don't remember. Glad you all could make it. Oh, hey there. You're, Harry, was it? Good to see you, Harry. No, for the last time, the name is Larice Duexnum. Detective, your report if you don't mind. Yeah, sure. Okay. So, first off, I found a blowtorch. The nozzle was still warm when I found it, so I guess it was used pretty recently. Was somebody trying to heat something? Probably the statue, I guess. Was the stepladder already here like that when you entered? Yeah, I guess it was used to whoever let out the gas. The gas inside the case was still... there was gas inside the case until somebody opened the lid. Is that so? The Pisces statue. Huh? You sure up on your constellation, sir? You know, one in the other cases, too. This is the Autumn Wing, so I imagine it should be a Capricorn. Guess there's no fooling you, sure. I thought it was supposed to be a tourist. No, that's over. No, over there. Unless, I don't know. That weird cloth draped around kind of tripped me up. Isn't that a piece of luminous cloth way back when? What is it doing here? Now we have evidence from the IS-7 incident, too. Taking a look around. It seems that there's a piece of luminous cloth in each of the other cases too. Yeah, that just makes me want to see what's hiding underneath real bad. Sure, let me whip them up right off for you. Better not be a dead body in there. Wow, they're beautiful. So the transformation Larry witnessed could have been the moment the cloth around the Pisces statue lower half fell away. See, Edgy, see, it wasn't my imagining things, and I wasn't mistaken. Listen, Masters, I think we could all agree this room is fishier than a bucket of fish. My hunch is somebody deliberately tried to make this room look just like the Winter Wing. Yes, I was thinking exactly the same thing. They even cover the statues up just such a way as to make them look similar. With a cloth over the bottom half of the Pisces and Gemini statues, they look almost the same. Ditto for Capricorn over the bottom. Cover his bottom half and he pretty much looks like the tourist. The other two can be fixed as easily, so covering up their cases was completely only the answer. So somebody went to some lengths to disguise the Autumn Wing as the Winter Wing. I'd say we need to take a closer look at things in here. Wouldn't you, Fender? Oh no, these two. I could do without these two right now. Mr. Winner and Judge Gavel. What the heck are you guys doing here? You're the last thing I need. This is my scene, you hear. I'm the prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth, it seems you have failed in my duty yet again. Oh no, here we go. I pray one day to make you see that your presence is not required in every crime scene. This is my game. You get out of here. And that co-opting the good detective for your own ends is neither right nor good. I'll have to give you a serious consideration as how the goddess of justice would have me judge you. You got it all wrong. It was me who asked Mr. Edgeworth to help, not the other way around. It was, well then. You know what that means, Detective Flatfoot. You mean exactly. Your salary check is taking a hit. Bet you're looking forward to a payday now. Always wanted to say that. Man, getting a wage cut from you of all people. Not so fast, Mr. Winter. I was simply asserting that the police investigation as a witness and a bystander. Detective Gumshoe is entirely in the right. Oh, is he, huh? So you're saying I should give him a bonus instead? That's not what I'm saying at all. Can you guys just stop cutting his money? Hey, I wouldn't mind a little salary bump. Or, hey, I wouldn't mind a little salary bump. Your compassion and generosity are truly heartwarming, Eustace. But I must take into account in past regressions when making judgments that concern the future. And I hereby judge Mr. Edgeworth and his associates unfit to tread the hollow ground of this scene. What? But we only just got here. The goddess of justice has conferred her blessings on Eustace and Eustace alone. By which you mean this Mr. Winter's case. That's exactly what she means. This time, warm up back, get off the stage. After all, I solved this one already. No, you didn't. I have a suspect lined up and everything. What did you say? A suspect already? Who? Who else but the artist's friend over there? God damn it. Huh? Me? Me? What's going on, Edgy? Your guess is good as mine. I can't even begin to imagine how the boy minds work. Unsurprising that you lack the attitude to understand the winning mindset. Lack the attitude. Something tells me he doesn't know the real winning turn of phrase. Well put, Eustace. Mr. Edgeworth does indeed lack a certain aptitude. Yeah, exactly. Where's your Did he say it's aptitude, smart guy? Wow, he's totally shameless. Underestimate my information gathering skills at your own peril. Before we came here, we dropped by the medical room to ask the doctor a few questions. And he told me where the poison gas came from. And where might that have been? It was this chemical you found everywhere. Can't think of the name just now though. Wait a second, let me just call him real quick. Oh, they don't have a calling animation for him. Perhaps I can answer your questions while Eustace is on the telephone. Let's make a call if you know the answer. The gas was created by mixing two specific chemicals. Ubiquinum and asphyxium, or asphyxion. What kind of chemicals are they? Painting ones? Ubiquinum is a red liquid in all matter of everyday products. Paint and dishwashing liquids, among various others. On its own, it's entirely benign. So it's something anyone could get their hands on. Precisely. But the same cannot be said for asphyxion. That does sound nasty. What is it used for? It is the main ingredient in a product called Infesticide Ultra. It is pure white in color and unavailable to the average consumer. In fact, it is nigh impossible for members of the public to obtain it here in this country. Then how did it get here? Such as we currently investigating where it might have come from. I'm back. I know the name of the chemical now. Don't waste your breath. Judge Gavel informed us already. Huh? Oh, great. I'll make this quicker, I guess. So the source of the gas, ubiquinum, is used in paint and stuff, right? There has somebody here in this gallery today who brought paints with them. Your friend, the artist. You can't accuse me just because of that. Objection. To the paints on the palette in your hand. Edgy. Is this kid okay? He seems a little... Indeed. I haven't known him long, but he is a little prone to jumping to the wrong conclusions. Hey, quit talking about me like I'm not even here. I kind of mixed Larry in her. Hey, quit talking to me like I'm not even here. Ignore them, Eustace. They're simply intimidating you, nothing more. Why not give them yet another reason to fear you with one of your winning deductions? No, please don't. Winning. Yeah, good idea. Get a load of this, losers. Oh, here we go. This guy and his... Our friend the artist here won the race to find the victim and was first on the scene, correct? And the gas the victim was poisoned with it made from ubiquinum. Which, as we know, is found in paint. He was carrying the paint on his person and was the winning stride away from the victim, which surely made him the winner on the list of suspects. Right, Gavel? You think so too, right? Is a possibility that certainly can't be discounted. And you just let him go on with that? Well, would the artist like to share his version of the events? Did you leave red paint at the scene of the crime? Or something more sinister, or the catalyst for the cloud of toxic gas, perhaps? I think I might have left my heart in there. You know. And you may have picked it up. I would be more careful what you say to me. My gavel is already primed to deliver a guilty verdict.
Objection!
Ignore him, please. Your honor is best for the...
Objection!
Quit stalling. You can't run away from the fact that my reasoning is flawless. So I admit defeat and crawl on out here with your tails between your legs because I win. Ha, I have better things to do than pick holes in your faulty logic. But I don't suppose I have much choice. Alright, mister. There you have 4 statements, so let's press the first one.
Hold it!
I'll be the first to admit that he's something of a suspicious character.
Objection!
First to admit. Are you trying to beat me to it? But you can't because I'm the winner. I am the first rate as always. Huh? I'm a first rate artist, you say. Larry, I don't need you to make things any more convoluted than it already is. Please, Mr. Winner, just continue. Okay, that was a nothing press.
Hold it!
We do indeed. It seems it found in a number of everyday products. Right, which makes your friend's paint pretty darn suspicious. But isn't it also found in a bunch of other stuff too? She has a winning point. I guess right, Gavel. I suppose she does. As I said, ubiquinum is found in dishwashing liquids, among other things. In other words, paint is the only possible explanation. No, but just listen to the rest of my amazing deduction, will you? Oh, was that a nothing presto?
Hold it!
It by no means is certain that the paint was the source of the poison gas. Huh. Well, no means wasn't either. Wasn't that supposed to sound clever? Copying Mr. Edgeworth's speaking style isn't a shortcut to looking cool, you know. You make it sound like there's something wrong with how I speak. Anyway, to bring it all home, my winning deduction shows he had the paint and was the closest to the victim. Okay. Could have been dishwashing fluid like they said, so bleh.
Hold it!
That's really all you're basing your suspicion of, Mr. Butts. On. What, you have a problem with that? Then show me some proof, loser. Put up or shut up. He's basically asking for it, Mr. Edgeworth. He is. So we'll find the right piece of evidence and really give it to him. We know that Mr. Winter isn't much of a listener. And we know that his reasoning is likely to be flawed assumption. Yeah, he even phoned the other guy and still got it wrong somehow. Let's get this over with quickly as we can. It'll waste all of our time. Okay, so he has no added phrases. Alright. Our friend, artist, fine, victim, must have seen, that doesn't... The gas, the big one in this which then was found in paint. Carrying paint on this person who was the one winning stride. Oh, what the heck do I press here or put? What do I even have actually? How would he gotten the other thing if he had one thing? That's something they haven't explained. Prosecutor Manfred, defense attorney Gregory. Body of the victim, Artie Frost, found hidden in the chocolate chest made by the suspect, Samson Tangaroa. Victim died from blood loss after being struck on the head with a rock salt lamp. Suspect was found guilty of the crime as the main perpetrator and subsequently imprisoned. Okay, so he didn't get Gregory did not get him off. Okay. Oh, she was covered up. Okay. Huh. Hey, there's one of the lamps. Why are they all at like, Can't check that. This is a dark shade of blue. Being around such a calming color from the time to time just might do me some good. Geez Louise, Mazzarino. Talk about corny. You could fill an entire extra large bucket of it by yourself. That's rich coming from you, vendor. Alright, let's do the old switchy. These must be the switches that change the color of the cloth. Let's see if they work. It's light blue now. Or just lit up, maybe. Well, the cloth has certainly changed color. It's glowing with a pale blue hue. And according to Detective Gumshoe, this is what would look like when it was draped over that statue. Indeed. But what does it have to do with the case? Is he going to tell us how everything happened 18 years ago? Is that what they're going to do? So if Larry is 26, Edgeworth is probably 26 now. So this is 2 years after one of the games. Okay. I don't know if it's the third one or the second one. He was 24 in. I don't remember 100%, but okay. Story makes the sector of the list. He was carrying paint on his person. Paint on his person. And we don't have paint on us, so we can't really. I am not sure what to put on the gas the victim was poisoned with made from. But they haven't said anything about asphyxium or asphyxium, the other one.
Objection!
Okay, cool. Your deductions are anything but winning, I'm afraid. Unless you're looking to win a prize for the incoherence. So you agree that I deserve a prize? What do you deserve is to be set right. The gas came from within the case containing the sculptures of a Pisces. It did, and it created by that artist guy. With the red paint. Why does that have to be red? That's full of ubiquitum. Allow me to offer you a bit of advice, one prosecutor to another. It is always helps to listen carefully to others. The gas is created with ubiquitum is mixed with another substance, asphyxion. Paint containing ubiquitum alone wouldn't create any gas at all. Oh, it wouldn't? I thought they said the guy was asphyxiated with a ubiquitum. I thought that was a little too close. Yeah, okay. So you're telling me this was all based on a mishearing of the forensic report? Yeah. The gas had already done its work by the time Mr. Butts found the victim. Perhaps it's your own aptitude you should be worrying about. My aptitude? What does that even mean? Oh, come on, kid. You literally used the word 5 minutes ago. It means one ability or how suited one is to a particular task usance. And attitude is another word for misuse only minutes ago as well. another thing entirely. Get what you're doing? You're making fun of me again. No, you're just being dumb. What I'm doing is demonstrating that you have not the aptitude required to head up this investigation. I know, that's her buddy, so she's no, like, let him do it. Before you go any further, you might wish to consider some flaws of your own statements. And what flaws might those be? Firstly, you cannot prove that artist friend did not enter the Ultim Wing. And secondly, you cannot prove the red paint did not have something to do with the crime. But the paint isn't important on its own, surely. What's more important is the combination of red ubiquinum and white asphyxion. How exactly were those two substances introduced to one another? Surely you need to figure that out before anything else. Indeed we do. And what that is what Eustace will be investigating next. Or what would he already been investigating had you not been here making needless trouble? We are not here to make trouble, quite the opposite in fact. We're here to help. I think the ones who make trouble is them too, because they're just... Are you saying you know how the gas was made? I don't believe you. I can certainly point you toward a vital clue as to how it was done. He is bluffing. Eustace, ignore him. It's fine, Gavel. He's certainly lying. Might as well let him talk himself even further into a corner. If you are sure. Come then, show me what you got. What shows how the gas is created, huh? What shows? Am I allowed to look at this without... No. Does it need heat? Does it need heat? Is that a blood puddle on the floor? It's not red, it's like a pinkish color, so... Wait, yeah, red and white's pink.
Take that!
You're saying this is somehow shows how the chemicals are mixed to make the poison gas. That's exactly what I'm saying, yes. Thank you for noticing. Well, they say I do have a good eye. The red tears. Mr. Butts saw. That was ubiquinum. What? Wait a sec. Are you saying the statue cried this stuff out? So what the culprit is some kind of evil spirit? How much time am I going to have to waste talking to him through this step by step? The red tears alone would not have been enough to create the gas. They must have mixed with something else inside that case. What? And that evidence you do have, that's what happened. The evidence is right there. In the sketch, it just showed you. I need to point out the part that shows the two liquids and mixed together. Well, I don't know where the white part would be in the sketch, but how about this? Observe the pool of pink liquid beneath the Pisces statue glass. It clearly shows that the two chemicals mixed. Wait, I don't get it. How does this prove that some ubiquinum mixed with some asphyxion? We have an artist with us. Why don't we ask him? Larry, you claim to be something of a painter. I'd imagine you have some experience mixing colors. What happens when you mix red with white? Don't treat me like a dum-dum, Edgy. I did graduate from junior high, you know. Wait, why would that matter? Any idiot knows that red and white make pink. I mean, I'm wearing a giant shirt of it. I mean, there's variations. You got rose pinks and your baby pinks. And my shirt is pink. That would be more than enough, thank you. Do you see what I'm getting at now, Mr. Winner? Oh, I think I do. Ubiquitous is red, Axum is white, the two mix together, and you get pink. That's what the color pink liquid is. Yes, very good. We got there in the end. Yes, interesting. I think you finally convinced him. Mr. Edgeworth, you have raised the possibility, nothing more. We cannot know for sure that this shows the result of two chemicals having mixed. And besides, your sketch you are attempting to enter as evidence was drawn by a suspect. How can you possibly hope to rely on its veracity? Hey, I drew everything exactly as I saw it. A true artist never lies or embellishes the truth. Forgive me, but I did not ask your opinion. Oof, she's a cold one, but I like it. Of course you would. Of course you would. You may rest assured, Your Honor, that I mean to prove my theory to all of our satisfaction. It may not be wise to jeopardize your position with any further, Mr. Edgeworth, especially as there is another question to which you have yet to provide a satisfactory answer. How can you prove that this man did not enter the Autumn Wing? Until you're able to, there's little more to discuss. Wait, maybe the victim could help us out with that. Mr. Gusto, he is still unconscious and in critical condition. He is? Oh. You know, after showing it normally, that kind of looks weird with the gavel. Now, if you don't mind, Eustace needs to carry out his own investigation in this area. Get out. If you will be so be kind to leave him in peace. All right, who holded it this time? Okay. For the presiding judge's sake, I pray the goddess that you need to not ever be summoned to testify. Now then, is there something you wish to say, Mr. Artist? If you could just hold on that pose for a moment there, Miss Ice Queen. I am Justice Verity Cavell, and it would be grateful for you to dispense with the childish this. I probably said that wrong. Oh, finally, she tells me her name. Nice to meet you, Verity. Name's Lawrence de Nextum, but you can call me Lawrence. Why not just Larry? If you could stop wasting the court's time, Mr. Duextum. Oh, yeah, sorry, just there's something I forgot to mention. I think you're hot. That's where he's going. The door was locked. I tried to open it and then the old guy came tumbling out. It does appear that the door can be unlocked from the inside. However, It's not necessary mean that it was locked at the time you claim. Without proof of your statement carries a little weight, I'm afraid.
Objection!
And here we go. Well, it happens. I can back our pal up here on that. Yep, I tried to come in here too. But it's just like the guy said, it was locked up tight. Ain't that so, Mrs. Milesarino? It is. I distinctly remember how it went. So, the Winter Wing. Huh? I don't believe it. It's locked. The gallery's open for biz, but the Winter Wing's off limits. What gives? Prior to the incident with the gas, it is not possible to enter his room from the outside. And what is to say your suspicious friend was not in here with the victim the entire time? The fact that he didn't even suffer the ill effects of the gas. Search him for the gas mask if you'd like. I doubt you'd find one. I see. Then I suppose we'll have to take you at your collective word. That was a little too easy. Well, Judge Cavell, do you accept that Mr. Butts is no longer a viable suspect? And that, once again, Mr. Winter's deductions have fallen short of the mark? What are you talking about? I just need some more information, that's all. You can't blame the guy for being a little hasty with his deductions. No, you come out swinging without any... That's why you are so annoying. You know, that's not cool for a prosecutor to be saying stuff like that right now. Very well. Then perhaps we should call our next suspect. Mr. Duexnum, you may step down from the stand. Huh? Go, you mean... But I was enjoying our time together, Verity. Let me stick around, please. Overruled. Show no mercy. Squish my heart into a goopy mush. I love it. Who exactly is this next suspect? The pharmacist, Delicia Stone. Your artist friend may have struggled to lay his hands on the bottle of Investicide Ultra, but someone in her line of work surely would have a better idea of which such a thing might be acquired. The court hereby calls for a 10-minute recess. Eustace, we will go and fetch the suspect, your winning smile, and bring her running, I'm sure. My winning... Of course, Cavell. Let's go get her at once. Hey, Detective Flatfoot. You carry out our investigation while I'm gone, okay? Sure. Is it possible that Judge Cavell has suspected Miss Scone from the start? Now that you mention it, she wasn't helping Mr. Winter like she usually does, huh? What exactly is your angle here, Judge Cavell? Can I investigate now? Ah. They sure are taking their time. I thought this was supposed to be a 10-minute recess. Sorry to keep you losers waiting. We were prepping her to lie to you. But wait no longer. I won the race to find Delicia Scone. And here she is. Hello, dears. This lovely young man said you wanted to speak to me. Juicy Stone, purveyor of the most wondrous wares a pharmacist can offer, at your service. Delicia to my pals, and even Miss Delicious to some. You could call me the winner, and I'll call you whatever you want. Oh, Winnie Pooh. Whatever you say. It's lovely to meet you, dearie. So much for call me the winner. Oh, have we met before, young man? Get a load of this, Delicia. That's Miles Edgeworth, Gregory Edgeworth's son. Well, I never. It's a pleasure to meet you, Milesley smiles. If you address me by my given name, Miles would just do. Oh, Greggy Pegleg's boy. And all grown up too. Make me feel my age, don't you? Why don't you? I wonder just how old she is. Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, she's a question mark, so it's like a who knows. Because she didn't age at all. Eustace, I believe we have some questions for our pharmacist. Oh yeah. What brings you to the gallery today, Miss Scone? Why, I came to see old Moody Judy, of course. We've been fast friends for 18 long years, and no one's going to stop me from visiting her now. I understand that you helped look after Mr. Gusto in the immediate aftermath of the attack. Oh, I didn't do much, really. I just whipped up a quick antidote for the dear old doctor. Wow, you can make antidotes just like that? Yes, dear. As long as I have the right ingredients, I can throw together just about any medicine you like. It certainly helped that the medical room was well equipped, though. We were much better off treating him here than losing vital minutes taking him to hospital. Anyway, we did get what we could. The rest was well up to him. And you know the victim, Miss Delicia? Oh yes, well, sort of. It's been 18 years since I last saw him. Apparently he's a famous these days. One of the best confectioners in the world. Or so they say. Interesting. So you're a well-known public figure. Oh yes, dear. He was on the news and everything. Confectionery crafting king of the world, they said. Wow, the old dogs really went to Zhangfa and upped his game. Just like he said he would. Yeah, I would rather have Shen, or is it Shenlong or Shen? Oh, it's been a minute since I played the last game. Shilong, right? And these two. No offense. Maybe because I've played the first game a long time ago and he's just been around longer. And this is a newer game and this is my first time playing through it. That these two are kind of like... Perhaps we could proceed to the matter at hand, Miss Scone. Are you familiar with the substance known as Infesticide Ultra? Of course, dear. You used to, well, get rid of you-know-whats. Oh, awfully strong, though. That's what they don't sell it in the shops. Might I ask you, why do you... might I ask, what do you mean by you-know-whats? It's bugs. It's bugs. It's bugs. Hi, spooters. The little blighters that frighten the life out of poor, innocent ladies like yours truly. That's what. Ghastly little creatures run around people's nice clean kitchens and terrorizing them. It could be rats too. But infesticide seems like more like insecticide, so I don't know. Oh, I get those. Thank you, Miss Scone. One more question, if you don't mind. Are you aware that what happens when the two chemicals asphyxion and ubiquitum are combined? Oh, yes. That's right. The infesticide ultra instruction says do not mix with products containing ubiquitum, ever. Because if you do, they react to each other and make a horrible poisonous gas. What was it again? The effects of inhalations include complications and, well, death. And poor old Gussie is very nearly didn't make it. To make that much gas, oh, you need, probably 500 mil of each chemical, I'd say.
She certainly talks like a skilled pharmacist.
Ubiquitum is awfully thick and sickly, and he heats up very quickly indeed. That's a 200 ml bottle though. And it's so bright red and smells minty fresh. Oh, and cheap as chips. That's why they use it in everything. Asphyxion's more watery, and it's white in color. That will do, thank you. You are clearly well informed, Miss Cone. Well, I should be, dearie. After all, Infesticide Ultra is made by the company I work for.
Stop. Stop.
Oh, but before you get the wrong idea, they don't go around handing out free samples. As I say, it's awfully terribly dangerous. You couldn't even buy it if you wanted to. Yes, Miss Scone. Very interesting indeed. I think that tells us everything we need to know. Strange. I thought she suspected Miss Scone. But something in that smile makes me wonder if she has another angle in mind. What is it, Detective Flatfoot? Any developments to report? Yeah, sure. Turns out the sculptures of glass display cases are open from the top. Huh? That's rather unusual. And if the temperature inside can be adjusted too, all the way down to 0 degrees. The Pisces case was kept at 26 degrees. Dang near got my hand stuck to it. You were lucky you escaped alive. Anything more relevant in that to the case? Yeah, they found something on the underside of the top part of the Pisces case. Traces of ubiquitum. Oh, now we're talking. That's odd. There was ubiquitum stuck to it. It should have stayed stuck. After all, 26 degrees would have had it all frozen solid. It would, huh? So how did the things wind up as they are now? I think Kay might be able to help us figure that out. Or at least Mr. Thief might. You guys were desperate to get on my good side, huh? Fine. I don't know what the heck you're talking about, but I'll take it anyway. Or take it away. I can't believe I'm taking orders from this guy, but whatever. Anything for the truth. Before you get too carried away, the Goddess of Justice has no need for your help. We'll find the truth ourselves. Youch! Why so frosty, Judge G? Your baby prosecutors just gave us the thumbs up. What's the issue here? Oh wait, don't tell me the committee has some dirty little secret it doesn't want us finding out. I'm not required to explain myself to you. But if you feel that I absolutely must participate in the investigation, perhaps you can prove to me that it'll be worth our while to keep you around. Yeah, I'm surprised they're not working together. That's what makes them annoying as well. What exactly does she have in mind here? Who triggered the release on the poison gas? If you can answer this question, then I'll consent to your participation in the investigation. You heard the lady smiles. Maybe somebody opened the Pisces case and let the gas out. Considering on what we've learned so far, there was only one person it could possibly be, no? Yes, and the answer is indisputable. In that case, can you please provide it now? Who released the poison gas? Well, if you guys already know, then why am I presenting it? Carmelo Gusto? The victim, Carmelo Gusto, is the only person to have entered the Ultim Wing. Thus, he can only have opened the case. Correct, it appears the only logical answer. Very well, I'll permit your participation in this investigation to continue. However, if at any point I feel you're contributing nothing of value, you will be removed immediately. Understood. Even if Mr. Gusto did open the case, we still have no idea why. Alright, Mr. Edgeworth, tell me what you want to see. Let's see the data we've collected to recreate the scene before the poison gas went off. On it. Hey, don't scare me like that. So this is what you were talking about. You're Mr. Thief. Let's begin by examining the Pisces sculpture. There's a generous amount of ubiquitin frozen to the underside of the top part of the case. Yeah, which is what keeping the lid on real tight. The actual glass lid is all cracked though, right? Somebody really went to town on the little house there, huh, Pisces? And do we have any idea how the glass lid might have come to be so cracked? Well, it doesn't look like the outer facing side of the glass suffered any damage. I see. So we've cracked a piece of glass that we know was cold as ice. Is inner facing side. And we also know that it wasn't damaged to any direct way on its outer facing surface. Thoughts? Ice cold makes me think the way you glare at people, sir. Cracks make me think about deeply etched lines in your forehead. It was cracked by the heat expansion. Applying to the ice cold glass from the outside will cause it to crack. Huh? Well, I appreciate the science lesson, but why is that all heat cracked in the first place? Was he trying to steal it? Why indeed. A heat-cracked glass lid lined with its underside with frozen ubiquinum. You look like the cat got the cream, Mazzarino. You know what happened, don't you? I certainly do. And what's more, I know how Mr. Gusto opened the case. What? But why didn't you give me a chance to figure it out first?
It would have been quite the wait.
Well, don't keep it to yourself, Edgeworth. I want answers. How did Mr. Gusto open the case?
Take that!
Fire.
The blowtorch shows signs of having been used recently when it was found here in the Autumn Wing. I think it's likely that it was used on the glass lid, causing it to crack. A blowtorch? Who uses a blowtorch to open glass? Oh, I get it. Mr. Gusto was trying to melt the frozen ubiquinum so he could open the lid. Indeed. Ugh, you beat me to the answer by a second. Well, we'll see who wins in the end. Don't try to tell us you nearly had it. You didn't have a clue. Ugh, it was Edgeworth making the things hard to understand. Now you're just a goof. Okay, would you mind updating the recreation so that Mr. Winter can follow along too? Sure, just for him. Alright, here goes. Why are you doing this, sir? Mr. Gusto was alone in the Autumn Wing, and while he was in here, he used the bliss blowtorch to melt the frozen ubiquinum on the underside of the lid. And? As the ubiquinum melted, it mixed with the asphyxion that was already present inside the glass case, thereby producing a poisonous gas. When Mr. Gusto finally managed to open the lid, he must have released the gas and poisoned himself. He made it as far as the fountain room, where he collapsed. So he opened the case, and out came the gas, huh? Does she have security cameras in here so you can just see what happened?
It seems we got there in the end.
But why the heck a doodle-doo did he want to open the case in the first place? I'm not sure. In fact, we don't even know what his ultimate goal was. I'm thinking he might have came in here for the same reason I did. To check out the, not Autumn Wing, but the Winter Wing. You remember, right? I thought this was the Winter Wing when we first got here. Caught you out too, did it? My little Eddie Lumpkin. I was ever so confused, with it being where Chillywink's room was all those years ago. There's even the same little tree in front of the blessed door. So it would be at 6s or 7s, eh?
Did everyone involved with the IS-7 incident make the same mistake? I need to think and to go to take another look at the Winter Wing. Time to see how quickly I can convince Mr. Winter, I suppose. Eureka! Ladies and gentlemen, I have the answer. The answer to what exactly? The man going to end it all. Dramatic exit stage left. Sort of artsy-fartsy farewell. Have you been listening to this whole time? At my level, I barely listen to a word and still understand exactly half of what's going on. Perhaps I can explain a finer details to you later, Eustace. Winner's prerogative. Winners? Sure, thanks, Gavel. Thank you indeed. I find always best to leave things child wrangling to a professional.
Child wrangling.
In the meantime, don't you have something to tell Mr. Edgeworth about and his friends?
Oh yeah, I totally forgot.
What is it now? I took the liberty of investigating our friendly pink pharmacist here. Or rather, I had one of my underlings do it for me. That's nothing to brag about, you know.
Shut up.
Can't you see I'm talking? Anyway, let's put the pin in my suicide theory for now, yeah? I have something more important to tell you. It was Miss Delicia who set up the poison gas trap.
Yee! How could you say that?
I was greatly saddened to learn of this, Miss Scone. Your profession is one dedicated to saving lives, and yet your expertise tried to take one.
I beg your pudding.
How dare you? I did no such thing.
Perhaps you can explain, Mr. Winter.
Bet I can. Get a load of this. This is Miss Delicia's pharmacist license. And it says right here that she's authorized to handle Infesticide Ultra, a product that we have established contains asphyxion, one of the ingredients of our poison gas.
Doesn't mean she did it.
Exactly. And it's almost impossible for the ordinary people to get a hold of that stuff. But Miss Delicia is no ordinary person. She's a card-carrying pharmacist. I didn't do it. This is just a terrible misunderstanding.
Objection!
Objection!
Here. And that's not all. There was a little bottle of Infesticide Ultra in the victim's pocket. And what do you know? It's covered in your fingerprints. Eek. We know that you, Miss Pound, took the victim to the medical room. What's better moment you slipped the bottle in his pocket, hmm? Oh. There was only one person in the premises licensed to carry Infesticide Ultra, and it was you, Miss Scone. Furthermore, you are acquainted with Miss Bond, the owner of the gallery, meaning you would have access to the building and ample opportunity to prepare your trap. No, dear, listen. You didn't understand. That Infesticide Ultra was stolen from me. Lying will only lengthen your sentence, Miss Stone. I'm not lying. Oh, it's in my bag somewhere, I'm sure of it.
What is she looking for? That's not it. And that's not it.
Oh, sorry.
That cloth looks familiar.
Oh, here we go. I knew it was in here somewhere. Look. And what is this? There's something written on it, I think. April 1st, complete April 1st, complete filed. Offense theft. Item stolen. Infesticide Ultra 1 bottle. It's a crime report relating to a theft. What? See, you silly billies. I told you somebody pinched it off of me a week ago, no less. By which you mean to say that it was not in your possession at any point today. That's exactly what I meant to say. I think the bottle you found might be the one I lost. Always have some in my medicine bag, just in case, you know. And then I'm supposed to keep it in my bag locked up tight. But, well, I forgot my head if it wasn't screwed on. And now, thanks to silly old me, someone's gone and mixed it up a cloud of poison gas with the stuff. I see. But why on earth would you carry such a hazardous substance around with you? Like I said, just in case, you never know when one of them might appear. You mean the ghastly little creatures that run around people's nice clean kitchens? Type of them? You could just roll up a newspaper and whack one and done. Gavel, what do I do now? Of course. I think perhaps it might be wise to confirm the authenticity of the crime report, just to be safe. It can't hurt to verify Miss Scone's story after all. She may be lying to us. Good idea. Alright, I'm gonna give the precinct a call. Don't go anywhere. Miss Scone might not be guilty after all. Indeed. If she really were the one set up the poison gas trap, then I highly doubt that she would have used the method directly to implicate her. So what do you think, Smiles? Someone with the knowledge of the victim is likely behavior, and the time means to prepare. Two factors which point one specific person. Oh yeah, who might that be? Don't leave us hanging, big guy. Who had the means to steal the Infesticide Ultra and dress up the room to look like another? Well, let's see. Who's on the second page? Is it just Eustace? Alright, let's pick two. Surely only Miss Bond, the perpetrator of these premises, could possibly be prepared in such a way. We'll need some solid evidence to support such a theory, nonetheless. So it was her, huh? Strange. It's like he already knew. Whew, nice shooting, Rosarino. I might make you that associate's position a permanent deal. That's not what I was hoping for. Ahem, I'm back with results. The police have confirmed that the theft really was reported and logged. Which means we may have been a little hasty with some of our conclusions, team. You mean every single one of your conclusions provided do be hogwash? No. I mean, we're only just getting started. Oh, then what's our next move? Well, we need to go to talk to Miss Bond. And then? And then talk about what we do after that. Eustace. Mr. Gusso's real destination appears to have been Winter Wing. Perhaps we should be worth having someone investigate that room more thoroughly. Oh, yeah. We should totally do that. Flatfoot, go investigate the Winter Wing. Yeah, sure. Gavel, we're going to talk to Miss Bond. Very good, Eustace. We'll join you if you don't mind. guys want to let me investigate at all? Like, do a little bit? All right, you have your orders. Go talk to Bond for me. Hey, Mr. Winter. Weren't you going to talk with Mr. Bonds ourselves? Sure, but I thought, why not let the grunts handle the grunt work? You know? Means I can just sit back and wait for the report. A winning strategy. You spoiled little. He's so exhausting. I need a break. Huh? There's something in the fountain. It's a body. What on earth? Order in the court. Somebody call forensics. Bad news, Sheriff. Real bad news. Order. I'll have order, detective. The ice sculptors in the winter wing. They're all melted. What? Did? Huh? Say. What is the meaning of this? We now have 2 victims. Yeesh. Talk about deja vu. It's just like 18 years ago. Even the ice melted again. Again? Or again? This is like some weird rerun. Same people, same everything. I said it before and I'll say it again. This is no coinkydink. You're with me, right, Mazzarino? I am. And I think the answers lie in the IS-7 incident itself. In fact, I'm convinced of it. Great minds think alike. Alrighty then. Time for another trip down memory lane. Or time for another trip down memory lane. Alright, can I investigate now? We did lots of talking. We did lots of talking. Let's do some investigating. Yeah, you know, Miles Edgeworth, Ace Attorney investigation. Or no, are we going back? Oh no! We're going back. Dang it. Or maybe we're not, who knows. I still can't believe the IS-7 incident was Gregory's last case. Or that it's been 18 long years. Wait a minute. How is this the last case? Because in the 4th, wasn't Gregory and Von Karma on a case at that point with the bailiff? Maybe they weren't, who knows? Maybe they were just in the elevator at that time and then everything that played out. But I always thought they were in a court case, and then before the verdict was going to be passed, to keep his record cool and safe, that's when Von Karma did the bad. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just, you know. A matter of a confectionery contest, and the one participants no less Artie Frost. They pulled his body out of the treasure chest that was part of Samson's Tangaroa's chocolate taboo. He better hit his head with a large rock. Subsequently bled to death. We found the lamp hidden inside the candy castle Delisa Scone had made for the contest. But then, before anyone had a chance to investigate Mrs. Frost's own room, all of his icy creations had melted clean away. "18 years ago." We're going. Oh, darn it. All of Mr. Frost's works destroyed. Mr. Montcalm was unhappy they told us to get out. And in no uncertain terms. So what do we do now, Mr. E? I can't just up and kick us out. Von Karma's a total jerk. Now, Eddie. It was always a job of the police and the prosecutor's office to investigate the scene. Yeah, but he didn't even talk to us like that. He didn't have to talk to us like that. Who cares if the cops were attorneys? We should all be working together to find the truth. You can't assume that everybody aims the same as your own. You may wish to expose the truth, but others might prefer to accept things at face value. And which is way of thinking is right depends on the person. But what if something ends up behind bars because no one managed to uncover the truth? It can happen. It can happen. We're all human, police and prosecutors included. Which is why the defense attorneys exist. Our job is to help in such situations, to be our friendless. Now, may not be able to investigate the winter wing as we hoped, but it doesn't mean we give up. You're right, Mr. E. I'm sorry. I should have thought more before I opened my big mouth. You're young, Eddie. You'll learn soon enough. I will, I promise. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, you look like you could use a little pick-me-up. I'm afraid this is all I have. Please, by all means. Whoa, you're the best, Miss Bond. Thank you. A little sugar boost might actually help, although they are a little too sweet for my liking. And a little uniquely shaped. I'm sorry they're not to your taste. No, they're great. They're so sweet. You're very kind. Imagine me, of all people, a mediocre confectioner. What? You made these yourself? Yes, Samson. Loves chocolate. So I had to learn. Keeping him supplied with his favorite treats is one of my many duties. Although he doesn't spend most of the time coaching me, on how to improve my technique. Mr. Tangaroa is sure a lucky guy. Getting to eat homemade sweets made by one and only Judy Bond whenever he wants sounds amazing. I'm sorry, did you say something? Nope, nothing at all. Dear sweet Eddie, you only still have a lot to learn. It seems you're quite committed to the work for Mr. Tangaroa, Miss Bond. Of course. What right would I have to stay here otherwise? Or do you mean that I was abandoned as a baby? Mr. Tangaroa took me in. Really? That's right. One snowy Christmas Eve many years ago, he found me on the steps of this very mansion. He saved my life, became the father I never had. And I can never repay him. So my work for him is the least I can do. And I'll be here for him as long as he needs. That's the most beautiful thing I've heard. I must be getting old. I'm rolling up a little myself. And to think today is Christmas Eve. And I can't even give his presents in person. I'll do anything to save him, anything. Please, if there's something I can do to help, just say it. We're very grateful, Miss Bond. Perhaps you could help us by answering a question. Do you know the victim? Not very well, I'm afraid. Oh, but if you wanted to see some of his work, I have a picture of the sculptures he made for the final. My, they're stunning. Aren't they? I think they're masterpieces. But who would have thought you could make such intricate statues out of flavored ice? Samson adored them too. Oh hey, that Taurus and Gemini, right? I didn't know you were keen on constellations and the zodiac, Eddie. Oh, I love it. The stories of the stars can tell. Take Gemini, for example. See the lyre? That's what the harp is called. And the arrow and the... Hold up, the lyre doesn't have any strings. Huh? Did Mr. Frost forget to add them, maybe? That doesn't sound something he'd forget to. Wait, really? I thought you just said you didn't know him very well. Oh, well, he doesn't seem like the type. It seems she got something to hide too. You took this photograph yourself, Miss Bond. Yes, I used this instant camera here. It develops pictures as soon as you take them. It's so useful. Oh, I'd love to see it in action. Then why don't I take your picture? Yes, come on, Mr. E. Let's get a shot of both of us. Well, alright then. It would be a shame to waste a good hair day. Good hair day. Ready? Say cheese. There, all done. The picture yours is to keep, Mr. Fender. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That's such a cool camera. Well, it's the only one we've got, so use it for all your picture taking needs. It's very convenient, but the lack of negatives is something of a shame. So there weren't any negatives for us to reference, huh? I assume Mr. Tangaroa used this same camera during the contest. Yes, you assume correctly. He used it for some work in progress pictures of his seascape, and later take some photos of the other contestants' work. But didn't you take a picture of the body when you discovered it? And didn't discover the body while judging was still underway? Yes, Samson wanted the pictures of all the entrance completed rooms. But the film ran out just as he finished photographing Mr. Gusto's work. So he asked me to go put in a new cartridge. He seemed to think that there should have been more shots left than there were. In other words, the film ran out sooner than expected. Yes, the number of shots he didn't line up with the number of shots remaining. But he thought maybe he just lost track somewhere along the way. But had he really though? I went to our living area to change the film and was passing through the fountain room on my way back when I heard the sound of something break and collapse in Samson's room. Samson, are you in here? Mr. Frost's body was just lying there, and it was totally in shock. It was all too much. But I remember I called the police, and when I went to tell everyone else, and the camera, it's been with me ever since. I see. It'd be grateful if you could lend us the camera and this picture, Miss Bond. Of course, here you go. Thank you. Detective Bad, Miss Scone, are you done investigating? They're done with me, that's for certain. The big meanie told me to clear off. Honestly, that mannequins will be the end of me. The cheek of him. I guess he got tired of people cluttering up his crime scene. Did he run off too, Detective Bad? Or did he run you off too, Detective Bad? Yeah, Von Karma seems to think that I'm a nuisance. Can't do things his way around me. Why would Von Karma go to exclude his own lead detective? You want to know the secret? Try to forge some evidence. Still got a pretty good look at the scene. As for Gusto, he's enjoying a nice little chat right now in Frost's room. What about the fact that Miss Bond said she saw him going there during the contest? Mr. Gusto went in Mr. Frost's room? That's right, I have to say, he looked very much like he didn't want to be seen. I don't know what he could have been up to. Well, he's the candidate number one at the moment, as the guy who melted Frost's work. But is that really what Mr. Gusto went into Mr. Frost's room? Got a photo of it right here. If you need it, it's all yours. Wait, what? Why don't you just give it to us? Do I gotta spell it out for you, kid? I'm offering to help you guys. I want the truth about this case to come out. Detective. Really, Detective Bad? Mr. Von Karma won't be happy about this. Yeah, well, I'm not Von Karma's stooge. If he's going to stonewall my investigation, then I'm not going to play by the book either. Can't let some pesky rules keep me from finding the truth. Now, can I, Mr. Edgeworth? Indeed. Thank you, Detective Bad. Well, I can't believe you won him over, Mr. Eat. Well, I haven't the foggiest of what's going on about. But here's new friends, eh? It's definitely nice to have a good detective on our side. That's for sure. All right, let's take a look at that photograph. Here. This is what Frost's room look like right now. Yikes, there's nothing left but flavored ice sculptures, but puddles. The floor appears completely covered in pale blue liquid. I should compare this photo with what I just borrowed from Miss Bond. I assume that the unplugged power cord has something to do with all this. Yeah, once it was out of the socket, the display cases lost power and temporarily went. It looks like they were all connected to the same strip. Do you have any idea when it was unplugged? Nope. Still working on that. Those sculptures were beautiful. Was waste. But can you say that again? You've taken a few bites of them while you had a chance. So they tasted good? Did they ever? I've never tried ices, so sculptures in my life. Really? Man, I wish I could have had a bite. Well, scrumptious except for the salty bits. Of course, that was unbearable. The salty bit? In the other photo you've got there, this bit, the harp thing. That was probably strings of salt to seem, I guess, probably clear. Wait, that's why I had no strings, because you ate them? I didn't eat that much, you cheeky little devil. I told you. It was all horrible and salty. This is interesting. The only particular part, the one particular sculpture, tasted different from the rest. And could somebody other than Visco really be responsible for eating the rest of the strings? Did you notice anything else, Miss Goon? Come to think of it, I did. Was the funny little mark on Chillywink's work. It was 2 little letters. Let me see if I can draw them for you. There, here we go. It looked like this, just like that. It's almost like a signature or something. Wait. I just knew Mr. Frost wouldn't have made that harp without strings. He's not the type to skip an important detail like that. I hope you don't mind me asking, Miss Bond. But are you certain you didn't know Mr. Frost particularly well? What? No, I barely knew him, I swear. Is that so? You certainly seem to have some strong opinions about his attitude toward his work. No, it's just the sculptures were so carefully made. I don't think he'd miss something so important. I'm sorry, but I don't believe you. You have more of a personal connection to his work than that. What makes you say that? I have an item of evidence that appears to have been one of Mr. Frost's possessions. It shares a key feature with another piece of evidence. Well, I won't know what you're talking about if you don't share. So what are these two pieces of evidence of yours?
Take that! Take that!
I thought it'd be the pH and the other pH, but that wasn't a thing. What would be... If it's not the pH... Should I do this one? Because the pH here?
Take that! Take that!
Okay, that was it. Biscone found 2 letters carved into Mr. Frost's ice sculptures. I think they were a signature of sorts. After all, it's not unusual for an artist to initial their work. I guess not. That's right, dear. Just like you said. Chillywink statues had the letter PH carved in them, plain as day. PH. Shouldn't it be AF? You'd think so, but look at this seal found at the crime scene. It seems reasonable to assure that it fell from Mr. Frost's pocket. And when he pressed it into a surface of an item, it would leave behind the letters PH. Same pottery mark can be imprinted on the bottom of the items as well in the tea set. The same pottery mark? We have already established that the tea set that work of the sculpture of Paul Halleck. From that, we can assume that the same letters would mark any item out of the piece of his work. A fact of which that you will well aware, correct, Miss Bond? Well, yes, I know he always marks his work with initials like that. He's never revealed his true identity in public, so it's the only way to know his works are truly his. You mean Paul Haddock was? That's right, Detective. Marty Frost had another identity. He's no ordinary confectioner, at least as far as Miss Bond was concerned. For you see, Mr. Frost was in fact... I guess famed sculpture, right? Mr. Frost was in fact another than famed sculptor Paul Hadwick. What? Mr. Frost and Paul Hadwick are the same person? But it's not like the mark had it to copy, though. Anyone who has seen it could have been him with it, a fake being him with it. Not exactly conclusive proof that Frost was who he say he was. It was proof enough, Mrs. Bond. That's what matters, is she believed in it. His true identity will have to be investigated by the good people of the precinct. Alright. I'll have the boys look into it. I should have known that I couldn't hide it from you, Mr. Edgeworth. You admit it. You were aware of who Mr. Frost really was. I was. And when I discovered his body, I saw the seal you found. Don't ask me how, but I just knew straight away that it was my dear Paul Hadwick. Imagine his entries of a confectionery contest were his final legacy. A great man like that. And to be honest, did you enter Mr. Frost's room at any point? What? Why are you asking me? The photograph of Mr. Frost's room, I'd like to know when it was taken. Oh, it must have been got mixed up with those ones Samson took during his judging.
Objection!
I'm afraid I find that rather hard to believe. You said yourself the camera ran out of film during the judging, and that you had changed the camera since before Mr. Tangaroa had the chance to visit Mr. Frost's room. That's how you were able to take a picture of when you discovered Mr. Frost's body. I suppose. This suggests that you took only 2 pictures with the new film. The one in Mr. Frost's body and the one in his room. But I have a piece of evidence that says otherwise. You do? Which piece of evidence contradicts the assumption of Miss Bond when he took 2 pictures? Oh wow.
Take that!
The camera? You gave the pictures of the body to the police, and the pictures of Miss Frost's room to me. Oh, you gave us a picture that you took of me and Edgeworth too. 3 photographs in total, and yet the film cartridge of this camera only has 3 exposures remaining. Out of a total of 20. You took more pictures, and what I want to know of. You need to see all the photos you took. Perhaps we'll finally learn what you're really up to. I'm so sorry. I confess, I had been lying to you. Why you do that? Huh? These are all shots of Frost's room. I'm so sorry. Looks like she took pictures of his work at every possible angle. And that's when they were taken. The ice still hadn't melted yet. Wait, don't tell me. It was you. It was. At least, I'm pretty sure it was.
Are you? Why?
Well, you see, I'm a huge fan of Mr. Halwick's work. I was petrified that they might be ruined, that with the investigation was going on and everything. So I thought I would at least capture the sculptures on film for prosperity.
And how did you make them melt?
I think perhaps I was so intent on getting a perfect photograph that I might have tripped over the power cord without noticing.
By mistake, are you sure?
I didn't notice anything at the time, but, well, I could have been so careless to cause the loss of his final masterpiece.
That seems a little convenient to me.
I'm not sure I believe it. But I'm not in a position to refute it either. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cause any trouble.
Please, don't worry about it. The important thing is that you told us the truth.
What he said. No hard feelings, Miss Bond. Thank you.
Mr. Edgeworth, picture yours. Hope it helps. Are you infernal nuisances still here? You don't know when to give it up. Linger as long as you like. The answers is still the same. You are not part of this investigation. Whether we're a part of it or not, we'll uncover the truth nonetheless. It seems you don't know when to shut up either, but I commend you on your stubbornness.
Mr. Von Karma, I'm afraid that I'm the one responsible for Mr. Frost's work melting.
What? What is the meaning of this?
I'm so sorry. And to you, Mr. Gusto.
No concern of mine. I didn't do anything, and Mr. Von Karma agrees. Nothing at all, Mr. Gusto. You were in Mr. Frost's room, didn't you? Perhaps you could tell us why. Sure I was. Silence. You are not to give the attorney even the thinnest shred of information. Judy Bond, you're coming with me. I have the reason to believe that you're an accomplice of the accused, Samson Tangaroa.
No, I
will be interrogating you personally, so you had better get your story in order.
I understand.
Please wait. I'm not done questioning her myself. And you think I care because? Nah. Bad Gusto, and you, Scone. I have questions for you all, and I expect answers. Fine by me.
Oh. You could at least ask nicely, mannequins.
He took literally everyone with him. Indeed. Well, I suppose this means there's little point in us hanging around here either. Perhaps it's time we get going anyway. It's rather late. I hope the snow has let up. You're right. Home time. Guess my stomach's in agreement too. Alright, let's grab a burger. Before my own stomach starts grumbling it too. Sounds good to me. Let's eat up and rest up. We'll need to be fighting fit tomorrow. We will indeed. Our first port is a call with Mr. Tangaroa. To be continued again.
Alright, guys. I want to thank you all for watching. I'm going to call it here for... We'll do the rest on Friday. And I will see you all then. Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And... thank you all for watching. Hope to see you guys on Friday for the rest of this crazy case. I'm starting to wonder if it was Miss Bond. But I think there was another confectioner, wasn't there? I guess we'll find out. Alright, guys.